Hi again everybody, and welcome back to another episode on how to make moonshine. Today we're going to focus on the still. As I alluded to in the earlier videos, we're just going to use a commercial off-the-shelf pressure cooker. In this case, I have a 6-quart pressure cooker. Now ideally, you'd like a copper cooker or a copper still. Those are expensive and hard to come by. You can get one of these at almost any kitchen store. Preferably, you don't want an aluminum one. You'd like a stainless steel one. So if you can, get a stainless steel one. This one is 6 quarts, which is about the perfect size for our demonstration. You know, when we made the mash early on in episode number 1, that was a 1-gallon jug, which is 4 quarts. So our mash should easily fit inside this. I want to talk over a few minutes about parts of this pressure cooker that we're going to modify for our use. Number 1, pressure cookers cook things under pressure, but it'd be dangerous if there's no way to relieve pressure. So we have this pressure regulator on top, which simply threads on. It's a weighted bell shape. If we unthread that, then as we start to boil off our mash to get the alcohol out and condense it in our worm box, all the stuff will come out of here. So we'll have to get some sort of tube in here to connect, or a cap, to connect our cap or our still to the worm box. So we'll take off the pressure regulator and we won't need that. Other things you see on this still, and I'll go in for a closer view. There we go. You see this little black rubber blowout piece. These are designed again as a safety feature, and we're going to modify it for our use. If the pressure gets too high and the pressure is building faster than the pressure regulator can deal with, these will blow out and diffuse the dangerous situation. We're going to pop this out like I just did and modify it for our use. So we're going to modify this for our use. Because I don't like open flame, I want to use my ceramic hot plate here for my heat source. It's graduated in simple terms: warm, low, medium, high, but that really doesn't tell me the temperature. So what I have here is another over-the-counter meat thermometer, and this has about a 6-inch prong. What I'm going to do is, once I pour in my mash here, this is a 6 quart, so that's a gallon and a half. My liquid should come up to about here. I want to see what temperature, with a fair amount of accuracy, my mash is when I'm starting to heat it up, to kind of calibrate my hot plate. So we're going to drill a hole in this rubber stopper, insert this down the middle of it, and then reinsert it right there. Although this will be upside down, I should be able to read it without any problem. And if I put it in there like that with the rubber stopper, it's still doing the effect of providing a barrier for the pressure, so the pressure cooker will still work. And this will be in the middle of my liquid, so I can see when I get that temperature up around 172, which will be the point where the alcohol starts to boil away from the liquid and go into my worm box and get the distillate that I want. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. First thing I did, I have a couple of these different sizes. This is the one I liked because of the handle. I'm going to go ahead and find a drill bit that's not as wide as this temperature probe. This is actually about half as wide. So that's what I'm going to use, because I want this to be a tight fit through the gasket when I go. So all I'm really going to do is drill through this, through the center of that, and put it together. So let me grab my drill. Okay, a quick trip out to the garage, and I found an old garage sale stake that we used to hold up the signs. So I'm just going to eyeball this. Again, the drill bit's about half the size of the actual temperature probe. Make sure it's on high speed. Right in the center. Into the wood. Okay. Now I know I went through because I drilled 2 holes into the wood. When I look at this seal, this gasket, I really don't see anything, but let's go ahead and push this through what I think I drilled. Yeah, there it goes. So moving the wood. You can see now that we have a hole big enough for my temperature probe to get in there. So we'll go ahead and reinstall it. That should put the probe again right in the midst of the liquid. So we'll lock the top back on, place this down in here, fit it into place. Okay, it took a little bit of fidgeting, but now what you can see is we still have the pressure blowout patch rubber right there with the temperature thermometer right in it. So now I'll get a confident, accurate temperature reading. So when I put it on my ceramic hot plate, I'll be able to track the temperature with a fair amount of accuracy. Okay, whenever I try something new, I like to experiment a little bit. So just to make sure my temperature thing works, I took ahead and filled this about half full with water, and I'll cover it up, make sure the probe is in the water, and turn on my hot plate to see how it works. I'm testing out the gauge right now. You see it creeping up towards 80 degrees. Got the hot plate on high. Been a couple of minutes. We're up to about 92 degrees. Okay, it's taken a little while. It's been about 10 minutes, and we're at about 155 on the temperature. About 15 more degrees we would expect if this is our mash mixture to start to get vapor coming up out of the top of this, and that would be the vapor that's laden with alcohol. Okay, coming up around 170, this is the point where we'd start to get the alcohol vapor boiling off, be coming through here. So I've modified the setup a little bit to show you what the last and final video will be about. We'll be boiling our mash, connecting the top of our still, or our pressure cooker, to our worm box, which is basically that 5-gallon bucket with our copper worm down there. So the only other piece we need to fabricate is the top of the still to the copper coil. And everything looks like it's checking out pretty good. We'll fill the worm bucket full of ice water. Plug that hole you see in the back with a rubber stopper. That'll just help us drain water as it warms up, so we can keep adding ice. And with luck, we'll get the good stuff out of our spigot here, filter that through some charcoal, and almost ready to drink. Thanks for watching.